Hey, good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society. I'm Marilyn May. And of course, we'll be hanging out just under 30 minutes or so today on this broadcast. But today happens to be Saturday, March 24th, 2018, the first Saturday in the season of spring. And of course, we're 89 days away from summer. Doesn't feel like it, but that's the report. It's also Earth Hour Day. That's right. At 8:30 p.m. today, no matter where you are in the world, you turn off the lights, shut down the power, and it's all to raise awareness about how we should be trying to conserve energy here on planet Earth. And you can go to earthhour.org for more information on that. Also, some 800 March for Our Lives events are happening at noon today, with the main event taking place in Washington, D.C. It's a nationwide protest against gun violence, and most major cities here in the U.S. and others around the world are participating. Now, the events are inspired by a group of survivors of the Stoneman Douglas school shooting and other students across the country. Everybody's kind of no, not everybody, but celebrities, entertainers, philanthropists, a lot of people are jumping on board for this effort. And you may be able to find some live streaming happening on social media and other platforms on the internet. All right, ready for this day in history? Well, in 1972, a group of scientists confirmed the theory of Pangea. Yeah, that's the theory that Earth was just one huge landmass, and over time and with earthquakes and so forth, the big mass broke off into pieces. But this was confirmed in 1972 by a group of scientists from rocks that they studied from various parts of the world. I guess those rocks matched, uh, you know, the different continents that we now experience. But that's an interesting this day in history, right? All right, it's also Women's History Month, and we're spotlighting the National Women's History Project. They successfully lobbied for national recognition of women's history, which started out as Women's History Week. But this all took place in the month of March, History Week, which eventually, I believe in 1979, evolved to Women's History Month. So we can give that credit. National Women's History Project for that. And you can find them online as well for more information. All right, and then news. Boy, it's been a busy news week, but I just want to highlight some stories that we have been following. Remember, we talked about those Nigerian girls a couple of weeks ago who were taken. Well, guess what? Boko Haram Islamic extremists brought the girls back. Yeah, it happened in the middle of the night on Wednesday. And they returned them with a warning to their parents. And that warning was, don't ever put your daughter in school again. Strange, right? So, of course, some of the girls said for the most part they had not been harmed. And some of them said they were freed because the group realized that they were Muslim girls and they did not want them to suffer and be hurt. 6 girls have not been accounted for, however, and one of the girls that has been returned told representatives there in Nigeria that 5 girls could have possibly died. So they have not officially confirmed that yet, but just an update on what's happening. Now, of course, this brings us back to the 276 girls who had been abducted in Chibok about 4 years ago. And of course, 100 of them are still missing. So we, of course, want to keep those families in prayer. The reports have been that those girls were forced to marry their captors, and so could possibly never return. The Nigerian government has denied the rumors that they paid a ransom or did some kind of prisoner swap in exchange for the girls. They said that the girls were released due to the efforts of help from some friends, some powerful friends to the country of Nigeria. And that's where we are now. But thank goodness the girls have returned, and prayerfully, the six that who are not accounted for will eventually be released. Okay, and other news of bringing it closer to home, a big election took place here in Illinois this past Tuesday, and there were many state level elections as well as local elections, but for the big one, which is for the governor of the state of Illinois, it comes down to Bruce Rauner, who is currently governor, and J.B. Pritzker, a Democrat, who is his opponent. So let the games begin, as they say. All right, and then in business news, of course, Facebook has been in news again this week. The latest issue has been the privacy. Of course, this Cambridge Analytics has been accused of stealing Facebook data and using it for their own purposes, and some are saying it was used to influence elections that happened, well, the presidential election that happened just a year and a half ago. But anyway, all of this is causing the users to question whether or not they want to stay with Facebook. Now, so far, people have not been leaving Facebook in droves, but some are attempting to leave, but they're, of course, facing some challenges, which include, I haven't done this, but a lot of people have tied their other social media to Facebook. So when they deactivate their Facebook page and then go to some of the other apps or social media that they want to use, they have to have the Facebook information in order to get there. So some people are finding it a bit difficult to step away from Facebook. Others haven't been able to find anything that matches Facebook. They think that Twitter is too public. They think that Instagram is, you're technically not leaving. Snapchat, they feel is, if you're under 25, then it's for you. But most Facebook users are, some are in their 20s, but 30s, 40s, and up. And so they don't know where to go. Also, they're saying that advertisers are not leaving so far. So that's good news for Facebook. And the report is that you can permanently delete your Facebook account, but that process could take up to 90 days. The other alternative is to just deactivate your account, which means, it will just kind of disappear. But at any given time, you can go back and reactivate it and just start using it again. So there you have it with Facebook. I think they'll survive this scandal because, right now they are the social platform for businesses, families, friends, and then they're tied to so many other social media platforms out there. I think there's no one really able to compete with Facebook. So although some people may want to leave, I think they're going to stick it out, change settings. And if you go to YouTube, or even I was hit with something on Facebook that will show you how to go into your settings to make sure that your information remains private, although, there's those conspiracy theorists out there who believe that no matter what we do, really, really, at the end of the day, don't have privacy on social media. All right. Starbucks, did you hear about this? Starbucks. Something to think about, huh? But Starbucks made an announcement earlier this week about this Next Gen Cup Challenge initiative in partnership with Closed Loop Partners Center for, let's see, circular economy. They have started this contest to people out there to come up with a way to make their cups more greener, to make them more reusable. Right now, you can try to reuse them and may have some success, but they aren't as green as they think they could be. Now, inventors who come up with something that's feasible will receive grants in this competition. And of course, Starbucks themselves have their research and development team in testing mode to see if they themselves can come up with something that's more plant-based. So there you have it, a $10 million commitment from Starbucks to become more greener. And what else do we have for you guys? Earlier this week, Macy's announced that they're stepping up their tech game and they're going to be offering a app to their shoppers so that they can just walk into the store, use their smartphones, scan whatever it is that they want, and then pay for it with their phone. Then they would just have to go to a checkout counter to have security removed, security tags removed, and their items bagged, and that's it. And it's supposed to cut down the shopping time and, of course, give shoppers the option of just walking in, grabbing what they want, and stepping out and bypassing the sales associates. So, you know, it sounds similar to this idea that Amazon came up with, and I think they have a couple of stores that are testing it, but Amazon's people with their app walk in, pull the merchandise from the shelf, scan it, pay for it with their smartphone, and then they're able to just bag it and walk right out. Macy's, however, will have a check-in point before the shoppers could actually leave the store. So, interesting time for retail, right? All right, and then in other news, let's see, will Loyola make it to the Final Four? I'm kind of sort of jumping on this bandwagon. You know, it's great to have a winning team here in the state of Illinois. So we'll all find out. We'll all find out. And also, lastly, for us here in the Midwest, we are under a winter weather advisory. For some of us, it's until 4 o'clock this afternoon. For others, it's until 7. And in the mean in between time, in the entire Chicagoland area, depending on where you are, you could get anywhere from 2 to 8 inches of that white stuff. Of course, March had to go out like that. What do you mean? We're used to it, right? Just pull those boots out one more time. And maybe perhaps when April arrives, we'll be okay. Although I do remember, I do recall, snow in April. All right. So, entertainment news, the 45th Daytime Emmy Awards is set for Sunday, April 29th. It's going to be hosted by Mario Lopez and Cheryl Underwood, of course, on Channel 2, CBS. And it looks like ABC's General Hospital is at the top of the nomination list with 26 bids. They're followed by Days of Our Lives on NBC and Young and the Restless on CBS. They both have 25 nods apiece for, let's see, the category Best Morning Shows. It's CBS Sunday Morning, CBS This Morning, ABC's Good Morning America, and NBC's Today, who are contenders for that. And for the race for Entertainment Talk Show, it looks like it's going to be Live with Kelly and Ryan, the Ellen DeGeneres Show, as well as CBS The Talk and ABC's The View. So mark your calendars and make sure you tune in for that. And for our Lollapalooza people out there, they have sort of selected a lineup that may make the middle-aged people want to attend this festival. They announced earlier this week that Bruno Mars is on the ticket, headlining along with The Weeknd and Jack White and LL Cool J. How about it? Of course, the festival is set for August 2nd through the 5th in Chicago's Grant Park. 4-day passes only are now available, and you can go to lollapalooza.com to get your passes. All right, and are you ready for Cafe Talk? Let's go there. It was hosted earlier this morning, and let's see. We'll go to Facebook and see if I have any possible plugins, comments, I should say. Let's see. For Facebook. Here we go again. All right, let's see. Okay, one said that they would change. Okay, Facebook. Okay, first let's get to what the Cafe Talk is. It was inspired actually early this morning. I woke up really early for some reason, but I jumped on Facebook just to see what was going on. And of course, you know how they share memories. And one of the posts that I made back in 2010 was a Ella Fitzgerald quote said, "Just don't give up trying to do what you really want to do. Where there is love and inspiration, I don't think you can go wrong." Oh, that was so on time for me, at least. And again, amazingly, I posted this March 24th in 2010. And so it inspired me to come up with the Cafe Talk, which the question was, have you ever given up on something? What was it and why? And let's see, I think I have at least one comment um, that says when I changed jobs, it looks like almost 30 years ago, um, this is Jim. He had to walk away from his band and directing a church choir, which was really hard, but eventually he found his way back to his passions. So, it's posted on Facebook. And again, what um, have you ever given up on something? What was it and why? It's on the Maryland's Cafe Society Facebook page. It's also on Twitter, which we did not go to Twitter to see what the responses were there. I'm going to try to hook this up so that people can maybe call me or text me their responses. For me, in terms of have I ever given up on something? No, I have delayed some things, some goals or things that I wanted to do or accomplish in life, but I don't think I've ever given up. I have to say maybe on a couple of relationships I may have given up, and yeah, I think that's it for me. Um, I try to stay tenacious when it comes to accomplishing things that I want to accomplish in life, and especially with my relationships. But there are those times in life where you have to sort of walk away from relationships, and fortunately and sadly, I think that may be one or two times in my life where I have to do that. So, yeah, that's it. All right. So, if you want to share, it's again posted on Maryland's Cafe Society on Facebook, and it's on Twitter at Maryland's Cafe Soch. And of course, this video will be posted on YouTube, so you can comment there on YouTube. as well, and that's Marilyn's Cafe Society on YouTube. And remember to check out marilynscafesociety.com, the website. So next weekend is Easter weekend. And I'm still kind of debating whether or not I will be posting anything for you guys on that weekend. I'm not quite sure what we'll be doing yet as a family. So if I can squeeze something in, of course I will do so. Otherwise, I'll probably just jump on social media and check in with you guys. And then remember the next weekend, that second Saturday in April, we'll be doing like a rollout of Maryland's Cafe Society online now, on video, on YouTube. And then any other announcements associated with that will be made as well. So before I go, I got to tell you, as I always do, what love is. And love is this week to never give up. Never give up. All right. And of course, I'll tell you, as I always do, if you don't do anything else this week, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. It's been a pleasure and a privilege. And we'll talk again some way, somehow next week. Be sure to subscribe too to YouTube, everybody. Subscribe to YouTube, like the Facebook, friend me on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter and all that stuff. I appreciate it. Peace. Have a great week.